Welcome to the Hunter Report, and today we're going to talk about getting the Empire State Building, which is right behind me, to look as big as possible. Now, I've been scouting this location for over a year because it is so magical. The one thing that's not really understood completely, and I am no master cinematographer or photographer, but I do give it my all, is why do objects in the background look bigger or smaller? An example I could give you is the moon. When the moon is very close to the horizon, it looks big. But there's other factors at play. Here's what I think is going on. The Empire State Building is behind me, but it's being framed by a hill, okay? And two buildings on the side, and the traffic lights that are all in the background. And I think it's this combination of factors which makes it look especially big. So let's go down to the waterfront right now where there's absolutely no obstructions, nothing blocking the building, and let's see if that makes any difference in how the building looks. This is the Hunter Report. Please subscribe, please give me thumbs up. Check the description below if you want to figure out where to purchase the telephoto lens that I'm using on this video. Now this is a completely different location. You see the Empire State Building is next to that building on the right, and again I think it's the framing of the building against the Empire State Building that creates the dramatic perspective. We're going to eventually head right down the waterfront. We're only a few hundred feet away, but this location was interesting enough that I decided to stop and do a quick shoot here. So let's go down the water right now. All right, we're at the waterfront now. We're literally at the waterfront. I've spent enough time lining this shot up, and I'm confident that it's more or less what I'm looking for. We're at 200 millimeters, so the Empire State Building is as big as it's going to get with this lens. Now there's a number of variables in the three locations that I've shot at. The first location I shot at was 2 miles away from here. However, it was up on a hill 100 feet. So you have those two things going for you. Whereas here I'm 2 miles closer, except I'm only 6 feet above the water level. Let's go back into the studio and wrap this segment up. So the results are in, and I think that when I was at the waterfront, the Empire State Building did look the biggest. But let's just take a step back. Let's take a 10,000 foot view instead of a 2-foot view and get to the point that different locations provide a different emotion and a different feeling. And I think that's the most important thing. I know, 10 locations off the top of my head for the Empire State Building and get it in an interesting shot, and they all have different characteristics. Some of them are directly in the island of Manhattan, some are in Brooklyn, some are in Queens. And, having all that in your arsenal is key. Now, when you are closer to the Empire State Building or any tall object like a building, you're gonna have to get down low if you want both the building to be large and a subject to be in the frame, because you need to be tilted up to see the building. At the waterfront, I was up on a ledge about 6 feet above the water, and even that little 6-foot difference made a difference. If you have to get really low, you're going to want to use a GorillaPod here. So that's, heavy duty one like this. So that's a great option to have. If you have a bigger camera, there are tripods that go super low. So that's one of the things. And then where we started the segment out at the top of the hill, it's just an interesting location. The hill with the car going over it adds this kind of San Francisco trolley going over the hill kind of feel. That's the only thing I could say. I mean, it'd be a great place to do a car chase, to, zoom a car over the hill. I'd like to see the insurance bills on that kind of shoot. But location scouting is really what this is about. And yes, getting the maximum bang for your buck out of a background. Now, I only had a 200 millimeter zoom, but if I had a 300 or even a 500 or 600, I'm sure I could make the Empire State Building so massive that it's practically, you can't even fit it in a frame. And I'd love to do that one day. But that's about it. I hope you found this informative. I know that I left lots of dots unconnected, but that's what future videos are for. So please leave some comments in the description below. And check the description if you want to find any of the products that I used on this shoot. Sony camera, Sony Zoom, tripod, microphone, and stuff like that. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.